All right, first and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone. Also honors to you fellow laborers out there pushing this gospel in all true faith and sincerity. So this is going to be another World War III update, all right, because you got these Americans concerned and pretty much different military officials who concerned about these ICBM missiles in the different nations that possess that technology, all right? And the question is being posed, can North Korea's nuclear missiles reach over here to America? And the answer to that is yes, all right? Because that very acronym, ICBM, which stands for International Continental Ballistic Missile, all right? That word continental means that these missiles is pretty much long-range missiles, all right? They can travel from continent to continent, okay? And that technology was given to these different nations by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, all right, whom you people out there ignorantly call God, you know, and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. And what you're going to come to find out is that the prophecies concerning America, because America is recorded in the scriptures, is known as Babylon the Great, will be destroyed in a nuclear holocaust, all right, which will be the World War III. That's pretty much here already. We're in the midst of World War III, but the perfection of World War III, or the climax, if you will be when these different nations shoot off those missiles around the world, all right? Which is no secret, all these different nations possess that technology. And right now you got North Korea pretty much flexing its muscles, all right? And it's a tug of war, which is going to bring China in it. Well, China is already in it, and it's also going to bring Russia in it, all right? Because these different nations have interests, all right? Political interests, which they really allies, you know? And even America's allies will turn on America in this upcoming war, all right? So let me get this article real quick. It says, can North Korea's nuclear missiles really hit the U.S.? Here's what you need to know, all right? It says the U.S. must step up its anti-ballistic missile defense in Hawaii to counter the growing threat posed by North Korea, the top military official in the Pacific told members of Congress on Wednesday. Yeah, so you got these Americans, all right, pretty much trembling, all right, the keepers of the house, like the scriptures say. They got concerns because World War I, World War II, and these different wars, these proxy wars, where America pretty much came out on the winning end, all right? Well, this is a different war. Why? Because these different nations possess the same capability and more advanced technology than America. It says, Kim Jong-un is clearly in a position to threaten Hawaii today, in my opinion. Admiral Harry Harris told the House Armed Service Committee. McClatchy reports, I have suggested that we consider putting interceptors in Hawaii that defend it directly and that we look at a defensive Hawaii radar. Since North Korea's most recent successful missile test in April, U.S. lawmakers have increasingly shown concern that the country's authoritarian regime may have acquired ballistic missiles capable of reaching Alaska, Hawaii, or even perhaps the continental United States. Yeah, because for one, America anti-defense system is shoddy. It's real shoddy at best, you know? And that comes from pride. That comes from them believing that they'll never be attacked, you know? And the scriptures make reference of America and its lack of defense, all right? But it's spoken a parable, all right? And so I want to get it real quick. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38. Chapter 38 and verse 11. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. Yeah, and that's dealing with this anti-missile system which America lacks. All right, which you see this guy Admiral Harry Harris. All right, he was concerned about America setting up an anti-ballistic system in Hawaii. All right, in Alaska, and even showing concerns that these missiles can reach the mainland. It says, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Yeah, and that's dealing with America, all right? This place have no walls, as far as checkpoints coming into this country. That's why you got Donald Trump talking about building a wall. So what's the coincidence of the scriptures calling this place the land of unwalled villages? Why? Because the scriptures is the most powerful book on the planet, and it indeed prophesied the downfall and the destruction of America, aka Babylon the Great. All right? It says, I have suggested that we consider putting interceptors in Hawaii that defend directly and that we look at defense in Hawaii radar. All right, let me move on. It says, fortunately, while North Korea is notoriously secretive, experts say it doesn't yet possess the ability to strike the continental U.S. directly, though it may have the ability to strike at some of the U.S. more far-flung territories. Most of the missiles North Korea has displayed publicly are short-range, according to an analyst conducted by the Nuclear Threat Initiative, a non-profit that tracks threats from weapons of mass destruction. Kim Jong-un, hereditary dictator of North Korea, and son Kim Jong Second, sources KNS getting images what North Korean state media claim was an intercontinental ballistic missile. All right. It says, the country's first test was a short-range Scud-B missile with a range of 300 kilometers or about 184 miles in 1984. Of Russian origin, the Scud is perhaps most best known for its use by Iraq against Israel and Saudi Arabia during the Persian Gulf War. North Korea has Scud-C and Scud-D missiles with ranges of 500 kilometers, 310 miles, and 700 kilometers, 435 miles, respectively. The distance from Pyongyang to Seoul is 195 kilometers. Since the Pyongyang has acquired missiles with longer ranges, the Nondong or Radong, which it first tested in 1993, has a range of 1,300 kilometers or about 800 miles, putting it well within striking distance of South Korea and Japan, but still far from being able to hit the United States. All right? Recently, Pyongyang successfully tested a missile with a maximum range of 3,500 kilometers or about 2,175 miles, which is within striking distance of Guam, a U.S. territory, in 2016. The North performed 6 tests of the Musadan missile, 5 of which failed. The 6th test, which succeeded, proved a worrisome milestone, particularly of Pyongyang is able to mount its new compact nuclear devices on board the missile, according to the diplomat. North Korea's state media touted the test as proof that the country could now attack U.S. interests in the Pacific, KN-14 and KN/08 missiles. In terms of missiles that hit the continental U.S., North Korea has displayed 2 varieties of what it claims long-range intercontinental ballistic missiles, all right, ICBMs, which are able to travel from continent to continent. The KN-14 and KN-08, those ICBMs or mock-ups designed to look like ICBMs, have appeared in parades but haven't been flight tested, and their reliability remains unclear. The reliability of an untested KN/08 is likely to be very low, Elaine Bunn, deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Nuclear and Missile Defense Policy, said at a conference hosted by the Center for Strategic and International Studies in 2015. Yeah, these devils are proud, all right? They like to downplay certain things, really in an effort to keep the masses from panicking, all right? But these people know that these countries possess long-range missiles, man. What North Korean state media claimed was an intercontinental ballistic missiles. Still, other user officials have treated the KN-14 and KN-08 with maximum ranges of 10,000 and 11,500 kilometers, or about 6,215 and 7,145 miles, respectively, as credible threats to the U.S. mainland. All right? And that's all I want to get. All right? See, at the end of the day, these guys in these military circles, they understand that North Korea have the technology. And not just North Korea, all right? Russia, of course, and these different countries, Iran, they got the capability to send missiles over to America. Why? Because the Heavenly Father put the spirit on these certain scientists, all right, to create these missiles, man. You know? So, all right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54. In verse 16, Salakia. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy." Yeah, and that's dealing with the missiles, those ICBM missiles. The Heavenly Father has created that waster to destroy. All right, the Lord put the spirit on these different scientists to even the playing field, so to speak. All right, America is not the only country that gets to wave around those nuclear missiles anymore, man. And those missiles can reach America. All right, why? Because this is the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 13. "For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp." Yeah, and these are dealing with the nuclear missiles, all right? This is a parabolistic or allegorical way of saying the nuclear missiles, because you got to remember, in the ancient world, their vocabulary was limited, all right? So they, referred to these missiles as arrows, all right? It says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world." So these missiles will reach to America, all right? Because that's the target or the destination where the Heavenly Father has desired for those arrows to reach. All right, so I hope this was an edifying lesson. All right, stay tuned, because we're in the middle of World War III, and the Heavenly Father is getting ready to take the so-called white man and his power structure down, starting with these elite banking families, and set up the children of Israel and put us in power, all right? You so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Till next time I say, Shalom.